Hi, I'm Chris O'Connell. You're watching Cartoonist by Night.
Welcome to Cartoonist by Night. I am Anthony Laatsch. I am joined here with Troy Dongarra, Matt Rodgers, Deep Red Gibson, and back by very popular demand, and I'm saying that because he asked if he can come back on, Matt Hansel. How's it going, Matt?
Good. Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hi, Matt.
Pretty
Hi,
good.
Matt.
Not too many episodes ago, we had Matt Hansel on to talk about daily comic strips. Had a lot of fun hanging out, and it was such a success that he's back again for a free-for-all episode. That means there's no specific topic. We're just going to hang out, chill, draw whatever we want, discuss whatever we want, and that is going to be the setup for the show. We're going to talk about what we plan to work on. Deep Red Gibson, do you have any idea of what you want to work on in this random episode?
I'm gonna work on leftovers,
There we
like
go.
things I had from other shows that I didn't quite finish.
Here, I thought you were just going to be working on whatever you had for dinner the night before, but you're going to be
Yeah.
drawing. Okay,
Yeah. I have a hot plate here. I'm gonna be cooking too.
there we go. And then we're going to jump over to Matt Rodgers. What are you going to be working on this evening?
I'm working on artwork for a comic book.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Comic book that we know about, or a secret comic book?
Oh yeah, you guys know about it. It's in
Okay.
previews and on lunar, whatever you pronounce it, distribution
Is it the sequel to Slaughter Otter issue number 2?
is.
Awesome.
Here's the shiny cover. It just got.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh, look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous one?
I'm
That
gonna
is.
I'm gonna have to put a warning at the beginning of the episode now, just with the flashing lights and
I will
everything.
show off Jay Hammond's cover because it was a good seller.
I got that one. That
Shiny
cover,
one.
actually. That's the one I got.
There we go. Not as shiny.
Excellent.
He's
Troy,
awesome. That Jay
Troy, do you
Hammond.
know what you're going to be working on this evening?
Also leftovers. I have some very nice sausage and peppers. Link on like a bed of linguine. I'm gonna try to, minimize the space taken up in the refrigerator.
Hey, it's a good idea.
Nice.
Mine is also food related. For some reason, I'm just like, I went into tonight thinking, I want to draw powdered toast.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
great. That is awesome.
I've got a couple sketch cards penciled out here just to do some headshots here of a more traditional face, nose type eye thing, but then I also want to do a my own little cartoony face version of Powdered Toast Man. So I've got two of
That's
those
awesome.
penciled out. But yeah, I don't know. I was in a powdered toast mood today. Now we're gonna jump over to Matt Hansel. What are you gonna be working on?
I am going to be inking up this Neil Adams recreation that I've been working on. So we've got Batman versus Two-Face.
Nice.
And so we're going to ink that up.
Very cool.
Cool.
I'm very glad I didn't post mine after yours. I'm glad that I went first. All right, so yes, here we go. I'm excited to see everything that's happening on the screens here. Yeah, so have fun, have at it, talk about anything you want. I'm going to switch over to my drawing screen here, and this is a little sneak peek for a little gift for a special friend of mine whose birthday is coming up. So if they see this episode, it'll probably be about a week before their birthday. So this is a little sneak peek at a.
Happy
Aw.
birthday.
Yeah, we have a drawing of a dog reading a book that says "How to Be a Good Boy."
Oh,
They are good.
Should we wish this person a happy birthday on here?
I think so. Or her name's Celia. So yeah.
Happy birthday. Celia.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Celia.
Celia.
Happy birthday.
Hooray for you.
There we
Yay.
go. An
Now
entire
should we sing at her and make her really suffer?
yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know how the timing will be if we all start singing at the same
How
time.
about, how about just D. Brad sings? He's got a good voice.
That's okay.
That's right. We'll put that future Anthony will have us singing the entire episode.
This is your birthday.
I don't know how he's gonna do it, but he's gonna do it.
Just mention Uncle O'Grimacy and D. Brad will start singing.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, Uncle Grimacy has gotten gotten more screen time than and airtime than Matt Fife recently on Cartoonist by Night.
Uncle Grimacy.
Who?
Did Shamrock Shakes used to be a song in the credits ever?
I'm trying to think if I don't think so because either I didn't want to go through and work it out and possibly get flagged and have the episode be silent or something. But
Oh, okay.
Hey guys, look,
What?
Shane Glines is a guest on our show today.
Hmm.
Look at that.
All right. I like him.
Nice.
Shane Glines draws S-shaped people. It's amazing.
S-shaped people.
S-shaped people. It's amazing.
uh,
Thank you
sir.
for being on our show, Shane Glines.
Yeah. And for your
Shout out.
S-shaped people.
To get things kicking off here, there's a topic that I wanted to talk about specifically because D. Brad, you got something in the mail not too pretty recent here, a gift. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Underwear? Do you want to see my underwear?
Yeah. Let's cut to a commercial while D. Brad. Okay.
Is it green?
No, but you got something in the mail which may or may not be. Yeah, it's right there. Look at that.
What made me laugh out loud is when I opened up the book and there was post-it notes covering the scary parts of the story.
No, that's awesome.
If you are a longtime fan of Cartoonist by Night, that's a deep cut reference that was revealed on this very show. So yeah, I wanted to tell the interesting story of how the issues of Rice Christopher got into the hands of D. Brad over in Canada. So
Yeah.
loyal viewer and commenter, D. Beverly, she reached out to me at the end of 2024 and said that she wanted to buy Rice Christopher and give to her son-in-law D. Brad.
That's me.
And I told her, I'm like, well, me and D. Brad talked about it, and I know the shipping will be expensive to Canada, this and that. She wasn't going to let that stop her because she, D. Brad means a lot to her, and money was no object when it came to getting some great comics into his hands.
That's true.
So I'm like, all right, let's do it, and had it all figured out and sent the package off in early November. And Beverly and I were watching the tracking because right around that time, there's a lot of hiccups going on with the Postal Service in Canada and stuff with strikes and whatnot going on over there.
Yeah.
And so Rice Christopher did a lot of traveling over the month of November and December and into January. And maybe even a little into February because we kept watching and being like, all right, this book is going all over the place. And then there was a period where it was in Canada and then it jumped back to California and then it was in Canada again. And like, we didn't know what was happening. And then we saw one little flag pop up saying that there might have been something wrong with the address. And eventually we did get the notification that Rice Christopher was finally delivered. And except it was delivered back to me, and it showed up back in my hands here in Wisconsin.
Oh no!
Oh wow!
And so after
It's because I didn't want it anymore. I sent it back.
yeah, that's what I figured. I'm like, I mean, you've said a lot of good words and stuff, and you got the
What's
previous
this crap?
copies, and I'm like, oh, D. Brad's a pretty nice guy up until now, and and in defense of Beverly, I was the one that made one slight error in the address of like missing one number that like need to be in there. And rather than like reaching out to the contact people and just figuring it out, and they're like, all right, it's going back. And all of a sudden it showed up in my hands. And by that time, I had come out with the second issue.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, well, let's try this again with the correct address. And now I can just send you. I made a whole nother comic since
Yeah.
I shipped out that first one. So it was an interesting experiment, but shout out to Beverly for being eager to get that order placed and get that in the hands of D. Brad. So
Yeah.
You know what's funny is when you call her Beverly, in my mind, I automatically insert D. Beverly.
yeah, autocorrect D. Bev.
Yeah.
That's
D. Beverly.
But yeah,
everybody in my family has a D in front of their name.
Yeah.
and it was just kind of real fun, just kind of keeping the messaging thread, and both of us were in pretty good spirits for it. And obviously it could be frustrating when we're just being like, when is this thing going to show up? But we both had a entertaining time just kind of watching the travel history, and Race Christopher, the fictional character, has traveled the globe more than I have ever done. So that's
Ooh. He's like a Flat Stanley.
So yeah, that's my
You
first
just
story.
blew my mind,
It
Brad.
was great opening it up and seeing all the extra goodies you put in it too. I got a comic that was drawn by Troy on the cover, a Betty and Veronica.
That's right. And I don't think I told Troy that, but because I was had some artwork from Troy, so because of that delay, I was able to toss something in there for D. Brad as well.
Yeah. And
Anthony is my unofficial distributor of unsold and unwanted goods.
I was very happy to get it. So
yeah, I'm his art dealer now.
It's right there.
Oh, I remember drawing that. Okay.
Wait a minute, that was a gift for you, Anthony.
He re-gifted.
Now I'm getting rid of art that Troy is trying to get rid of. All right.
I don't blame you. Who
You're
could
right,
blame
Troy. It is hard to sell your artwork.
you? Ow. It's so painful because it's so true.
Now, one thing I want to ask here is our guest, Matt Hansel.
Yes, sir.
You're working on an excellent piece there, and you talked a lot about Neil Adams in the last episode that we had you on, and so now you're working on a recreation. You're inking this piece. Can you kind of talk about what led you to this?
Yeah, I'm. This is a study, really. The pieces I've been recreating a bunch of Neil's pieces recently, and a lot of it is practice because I'm doing a Marty and Spud story. It'll be a graphic novel that's the equivalent of 6 comic book issues.
Right.
And half of the story is a realistic superhero story, and the other half of the story takes place in the actual Marty and Spud universe. So in order to kind of get into that superhero, muscular, lot of anatomy and action kind of mode, I've been recreating a lot of Neil's stuff because I really like his rendering and his approach to the material. So this is mostly just practice for me, trying to figure out his secrets.
Yeah, it's that's a good idea to do that.
Well, I was a member of his Patreon for a long time, and on that he showed you exactly how he traces photographs, how he uses photographs to do comic book panels, stuff like that. And so I've been doing that for about 7 or 8 years, really tracing and figuring that out, and adjusting lighting and stuff like that. And then I thought, I need to be able to study his rendering style so that I don't have access to his pencils. So I lightboxed a bunch of stuff and then just practice inking it.
Nice.
And he has pretty tight pencils, didn't he?
They look tight, but there's a lot of room actually for interpretation once you start inking them.
Okay.
I until I actually started inking them, I thought he was a very tight penciler all the time.
Yeah.
but I would describe them more almost like John Buscema in that everything is there, but there's still plenty of room for an inker to go in and do what they want to do as well.
Right. Okay.
And even, what's really interesting, a couple of pieces that I recreated, I had access to the pencil version and the inked version. So I recreated the pencils the way the pencils were done. And then when I inked it, I had it side by side. So I could see how Neil interpreted his own pencils in terms of he would make adjustments to the lighting and the anatomy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's been fascinating to me to see that and study it.
Nice.
And I've been using the same tools he did. I'm using a Pentel stylus or stylo, which is a disposable fountain pen, and then also these Kuretake brush pens.
Okay. I've got some Kuretake brush pens, and I have no idea how to use them.
They take a little. If you're used to using a dip pen like a Gillette 290 or a 170. They behave a lot like that.
Okay. I just probably have to look up a video on how to use it.
I have a bunch of Kuretake stuff. They put out one that's similar to, I think what's the brand? Pentel has a brush pen that you have to squeeze.
Yep.
Kuretake, one of those. I have the Kuretake, it's like a weird dark bluish color, disposable.
Oh, okay. It's disposable.
That's what I'm using. I have that.
Yeah, they're great.
I love them. They're fantastic. You can get any line out of them.
What's that one called? I want to order it.
This is I don't know how to read Japanese, so
why not?
Don't know, but Zebra makes a version of it too. Like that's exactly the same.
How is the Zebra one? I haven't tried that.
I haven't used it yet, but I have one. And then I was also using Tombow makes.
Oh yeah.
The thing that sucks is they're sold in 2-packs, and there's like a firm and a soft.
Oh.
I don't ever use the soft. I always just use the firm. So I have all these like soft pens just sitting in the drawer.
Just use those to fill in blacks.
Right. Well, see, then I also have the Kuretake. I don't remember what number it is, but it's like a.
Is it like this red one here?
Yeah. It has like the weasel. What's it? Walensky sable tip.
Sable. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those too. And then I went and bought like a refill kit for it.
Oh, I have the same thing.
Yeah. Like I got my syringe, I got my platinum carbon ink. I'm in there making
that's what I use too, is platinum carbon ink.
The best.
You guys are like Kuretake pen twins.
We should get sponsored. I know, we should get some sort of sponsorship, the Matt sponsorship.
Just don't tell them that I work 90% digitally now.
Right.
No, we won't mention that. That's all right.
Oh, Future Anthony, cut that part out.
Yep, already done. Future Anthony is totally not going to repeat that clip.
Right. Just don't tell them that I work 90% digitally now. Just don't tell them that I work 90% digitally now.
Just don't tell them that I work 90% digitally now. 90% digitally now. 90% digitally now. 90% digitally now.
90% digitally now.
I'm using the Tombow. I don't know which one.
Is it
Tombow
blue?
right now? I've actually for a couple months been using this.
Yeah,
I like
you got the hard tip.
Then that's the one I like.
Yeah, it says
like
it next to the barcode. It says water-based pigment ink hard tip.
Yes, it does. Good eyes, man.
Yeah, because they come in 2-packs, and the other one is a like G.I. Joe green color, and it is a soft tip.
Yeah, Joe Green.
I have about 50,000 of those. No, another one I got is the company, they make alcohol markers. It's Ohuhu.
Oh yeah.
They put out a set of fine liners, and they are awesome because
Oh really?
They were made with alcohol markers in mind, so they do not run and they
Ooh.
dry super fast. The only thing that sucks is you can only get them in like a 9-pack. So if you just need like the 003 size, you have to spend $15 to get 9 pens.
Oh boy. You can share it with 9 friends.
Yeah. And it has a brush pen, but it's one of those synthetic tips that like squeaks really loud when you fill in blacks.
Oh yeah,
And it's
that's
like
this one.
nails on a chalkboard. It's like
This is my favorite for filling in. When I met Chris Giarusso, he was using these. It's a
Yeah.
pit big brush.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yes, and you can
Thing is awesome. Yeah,
and you
you
can-
got one too?
yes, and you can refill them.
I didn't know that.
If you
I was
pop
about to say they're stupid expensive. How do you refill it?
get a pair of pliers, and then on the back end, you can pop that cap off on the back end,
Uh-huh.
and then fill it with Repeatograph ink. Don't overfill it, but add like 8-9 drops, and you should be able to refill it. You might have to add a few more than that, but if you refill it with this ink here, the Repeatograph Universal ink, what you use for repeatographs, it works beautifully. I've been using the same big brush for about a year and a half now.
That's awesome.
And actually, you can do that for all of the pit pens, all the Faber-Castell pit pens. If you pop the cap off, you can refill them. And on the brush pens, you can actually, with a pair of tweezers, pull the brush out, and there's a new brush tip on the other side, and you just flip it over and pop it back in.
What?
Yes,
That's amazing.
Oh
So
yeah.
I just popped it open, and I saw that the sponge inside is almost as thick as the whole barrel here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you could probably put a boatload of ink in there.
Oh yeah. In the big one, yeah, you can fit a lot of ink in the big one. Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Cartoonist
Thank
tips.
you,
Why
awesome.
spend money if you don't have to? Art supplies are expensive. I don't think fans realize that sometimes.
Right, yeah.
Well, you use Bristol board, and then you've got special paper and the markers or watercolor set. And
Yeah, a friend of mine, Becca Whitaker, who does.
oh yeah,
Yeah, she's amazing, and she often posts like all of the art supplies and the totals just to kind of give a little get a little idea of how much it costs to make the gorgeous art that she does, and yeah, it's always crazy just kind of seeing the totals on that. And this is coming from a guy that, once again, like, I bought this Sharpie like 3 years ago, and I'm still using this 6-pin Sharpie. So,
I can talk shop all day, so keep going.
I can too. So we'll the cane will come and pull us off the.
yeah. I was looking at my color chart here, and the color I used for Powdered Toast Man's face didn't match up to what I had on my swatch. So he's a little burnt. He's it's one of those that he was a little extra burnt. So
Okay.
That's okay.
yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Gonna be all right.
Whew. Almost had a disaster there.
Yeah.
I just had I'm gonna work on darkening up the crust on him a little more to kind of help make up for the mistake on the face color. But
Well,
Anthony,
Yeah.
since last we spoke,
Yes.
one of your sketch covers raised quite a bit of money for the victims of the LA fire
Yeah.
thing. I watched the little broadcast that they did, and that was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. I was crazy just kind of watching that unfold, and I forget if we mentioned it on the show or not. So just a little recap. Oh yeah, Comics in beautiful downtown Skokie hosted a charity sketch cover YouTube video. You can go to the Oh yeah Comics YouTube channel and actually watch the video, even though the auction's long over and the covers are all in their respective winners' homes. but it is a very, very entertaining, like 2.5, 3 hour episode to go back on that lives on YouTube. And there's a lot of great community and a lot of people, the Skokie artists that are in-house at Oh Yeah Comics, and Art Baltazar and Joe Crone running the auction. And then we had people, some of us were in the comments and such, and it was fun just to kind of see them kind of do something like that, and to see the ball start rolling and the bids start coming in. And for quite a while I was number one bidder, which going into the auction I was crossing the fingers being like, I hope it goes for at least $10. But then they did a great thing of starting everything at $20, which was just smart all across the board.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, all right, now I hope I can at least get $25. And I was very happy with the outcome. We had some strangers that were bidding in there too. And I was just flabbergasted because I never worked on a sketch cover like that. As people can see, I just work on the little sketch cards, and then you look at Troy's screen, he's got his jumbo sketch card up on the up on his screen. So, but the kind of, I was working on the comic book sketch cover, and I was pretty happy with it. Got some good compliments, and then I was very happy that it brought in a decent amount of money for a good cause for victims of the LA wildfires. So yes.
Good.
I also was watching that, and I think Anthony and I may have been texting during it, but yeah, it was really cool to watch how that thing was going up and up and up, and it was almost like that's my boy, you know.
Which one was
Almost
it?
had like a little bit of pride in his accomplishment there. It was so fun to see.
Yeah, thank you. And
Well, it was a great cover. I mean, it was really cool.
and the future Anthony. Actually, I wonder if it's on my desktop here. If
Oh yeah, show it.
because then we don't have to do the fake reactions. But let's see here.
I'm a method actor. I need to actually see it.
Let's see. I'll find it here. But the other thing I'll mention too is that I've said it before in the episode, and Troy's complimented it throughout our friendship, kind of mentioning like whether I'm leveling up as I continue to draw and learn to draw and stuff. So all the compliments I received are very well treasured, and thank you very much.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
They're well deserved. You certainly are leveling up.
And
It's
since
impossible to get worse at something you practice at, and you do practice, sir.
yeah, that's yeah, okay. I found my.
I say that, but I used to play around with skateboards.
Play around.
Yeah, and fall down.
Supposed to ride on, not play around.
Is it one of those little like finger skateboards that you use your finger to skate on?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
actually longboards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a great time with longboards, but I got to the point where I could ride them like down the road without falling, and never got beyond that point. So I guess it is possible not to get better at something you practice at.
I found the cover here, so I'm going to put this into the share screen. So yeah, I had a couple of blanks at home, even though I piled them up for a couple of years. This one's a more recent purchase, but then I'm like, you know what? This is going to be for a good cause. I'm going to finally take the plunge to actually start drawing on these covers, and this was my first one. And with the Gill Man himself in a Home Alone poster, Kevin McAllister pose.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't know why I did that. It was just like, oh, I think it works without recognizing that it's a Home Alone pose. But yeah, I was very happy with it.
Well,
This is where we all ooh and ah, even though we can see it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Here we
my
go.
goodness.
Future Anthony will take out me prompting that. But no, it was a ton of fun, and I started kind of rough sketching another sketch cover because I do want to continue to work on those, and whether I have them at my convention tables, but also, Oh Yeah Comics said that they would love to kind of do another one of these charity auction things. So I kind of want to get ahead of the game and keep working on them and just kind of have them at the ready if I need to. But yeah, they were fun to do. And speaking of going back to Matt Hansel, I'd seen you on an episode of this YouTube show, and we have yet to bring you. Now that we can talk to you about it, what was your experience on this show? I think it was called Cartoonist by Night. I think it was called. Can you kind of talk about your experience on that YouTube drawing show?
Yeah, it was a great experience. Met a lot of interesting new people and got to draw a Hagar daily or ink a Hagar daily, and it was a lot of fun. I don't reflect on my career that often, so to be presented with lots of stuff from it from over the years was fun because I haven't thought about some of those books and things in a little while, and so it was fun to go down memory lane.
That's good.
Very cool. Yeah,
It is. It's fun to hang out, draw, talk.
Yeah. And as cartoonists, we sometimes live kind of isolated lives.
Yeah,
So
right.
so it's good to be able to talk with folks about brushes, paper and that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
I hope the audience finds it interesting.
Anytime you need that, just message me.
Okay, I will remember that.
I will talk about brushes until I am dead.
And then even after the fact too, you'll probably still talk about them.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
He'll go on and on about it.
My favorite thing to talk about is, so how do you do that?
Do what?
I need to do that.
Oh, you're giving an example. Okay.
Yeah, I need to try that. I want to try that. How do you do that?
Yeah, okay. It is. Yeah, you learn a lot from each other.
And then I do it, and I'm like, well, I tried. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Trying, like Troy says.
Yeah. I just get so stuck in my own way of doing stuff that even if somebody shows me like, oh man, you can save yourself so much time if you do it this way, I'll try it and I'll be like, nah, it doesn't feel right.
That happens to me too.
I'm just gonna keep doing it this way. I love shading. Isn't that great?
So on the night that we are recording, the Hollywood Reporter, I think, just broke the news that there is a brand new one-shot Archie crossover that is coming out. The Cartoonist by Night gang will know that I was kind of flipping out in the thread because it was Archie meets Jay and Silent Bob from Kevin Smith's View Askew universe. Kevin has been teasing a comic book crossover on his podcast for maybe the last month or so, but just couldn't talk about it, and I could not. I was just trying to think, like, all right, are they doing something with Batman? Maybe they're doing something with Image Comics, Dark Horse, whatever. I didn't really have any idea. And when I saw the Archie crossover, which I'll put the cover up here in post, I was just floored and my worlds colliding there. But yeah, I'm excited for. And they say it's an R-rated comic book too.
What?
Oh wow! Who's doing the? Did they say who's doing the artwork?
Yeah.
I saw Fernando Rios.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, Fernando, and then Rich Kozlowski is working on it.
Good for him.
Jack Morelli,
no Dan, which is weird.
Rich Kozlowski,
Yep.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Guy near you?
Yep.
Yes, that's true.
I every time I go through like a Archie Digest, whenever I see like a line quality that I think is just superior to anything else, it's usually him. I'll go back and I'll look at the credits, and it's usually him that inked it. He's pretty great.
Yeah, he is.
He's inking it.
I think we'll have to reach out to him, see if he wants to be a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to watch that.
That's the point. I'm just trying to get views here, and I'm like, all right, we got at least one view. And then D Bev, that's another view. Brian Lynch is another view.
Right.
See, it's so funny because like I'm not familiar with a lot of Archie artists except for like the super old guys, and it's because I
Uh-huh.
do conventions with them all the time. So like Craig Boldman, I see him like several times a year. And Jeff
Yeah.
Schultz, he's always around. Jeff Schultz actually did a book that he self-published called Life of Riley,
Right. Yeah.
which is like an Archie style book with original characters that he did.
Yeah.
And I bought a copy of it, and he did a sketch cover for me. And then I also bought page one original art for it.
Ooh.
I was like, I'll take that, please. Thank you. Goodbye. That guy has so much of my money because I've just bought so many original art pages.
Rich sells stuff on eBay periodically, and I know that's kind of the worst place to buy stuff from somebody because of all those freaking fees that they add into things. But around the time that we were working on the second Jungle Drama,
Yeah.
and I had gotten a new job after it had already been approved, and I just didn't have the time to commit to it. And Danny Harrell stepped in and took my place to fill it in. And so Danny Harrell does Rebel Girls,
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he's awesome.
and different things. Yeah, he is really great. Um, as a writer and a colorist, he's very, very talented. But he's also into like repairing old cars and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And I had been following Rich Kozlowski's what do you call it? His dang
Uh,
it, the auction site, eBay.
eBay.
His eBay site, and he had a drawing, or he had a page, an Archie page that was done by the Kennedy brothers that he inked.
oh yeah, they are so.
Nice. They are really good. Yeah.
Yes,
One of the past-
it was a gorgeous page, and it was Archie and Jughead working on the jalopy.
Oh,
I'm like, dude, this has Danny's name all over it. So I was lucky enough to be one of the few people to score a Kennedy Brothers piece of original artwork, but it wasn't for me. It
oh
was,
man, that'd be hard to
it
give
was
away.
for Danny, but yeah, it's he's great. He's great, and he sent a bunch of extra fun stuff with his package.
Yeah, and Troy mentioned Jungle Drama. I have the Salty Beaches, the recent release of that issue here. And yeah, we had some of the creators of Eric Marshall and Natsuki on
Yeah.
couple episodes back, but just for anybody who's tuning in, check out Jungle Drama. Salty
Just joining us. Oh, that didn't work.
I would love to do a realistic book like that, like a B movie, but make it a comic book. But that's kind of like what Jungle Drama is, right? It's kind of like the old Up All Night with Rhonda Shear and Julie K. Smith and stuff like that when we were kids on USA Today, isn't it?
That's a question for
Troy.
I don't really know that reference, to be honest with you, man.
Oh, okay. Never. I'm
But
probably
yeah,
showing my
it
age.
definitely you could. It could be a B movie type
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah, definitely.
Jerry Seinfeld's B movie. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
there you go.
Nobody ever talks about
Exactly.
that, Anthony.
Not
Yeah.
even Jerry.
Boo.
Not anymore.
I'm sorry. What? I couldn't help it.
You had to be there, Troy. You had to be there.
I am adding some sparkling powdered toast onto my drawing at the moment.
Ooh.
Extra cinnamon.
What makes it sparkle?
The whiteout pen.
Oh.
That's not sparkles.
It is if you hit the light just right.
It's true. I was wrong. I have Troy Dongarra original artwork. Got a happy astronaut drawing that he did.
That's awesome.
Super
I
cool.
like that. He's got the crap factory in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Got even more. I got a Slaughter Otter piece that he did. Check that out. What?
Oh,
Man.
I am just out of arm's reach for a Rice Christopher piece, but I'd like knock down my whole backdrop if I were to reach for it.
Don't do it, Anthony. It's not worth it.
So we got a variant cover for Slaughter Otter by Alejandro Rosado.
Yeah.
And then I ordered stuff off of him, and he threw in like all of this artwork, like practice drawings of Slaughter Otter for us.
Oh,
That's
fun.
so cool.
I have like these random like idea sketches.
I love those kind of sketches.
Yeah, they're really cool. He always hooks me up. He gave me so much artwork this time. Like it's ridiculous. He's just like, "Oh no, man, just stuff this in there." And it says, "Matt, bro." I froze. One sec. I might come
Yep.
back. There we go.
Okay, yep, you're back.
Matt, bro, big thanks as always.
That sounds like him.
And if anybody wanted to know what his cover looks like, I have it up on my screen here for
Yeah,
issue
it's
number.
so good.
Yeah.
He
And that
gave me
was
this.
Oh,
got
very
Smurfs.
cool.
Got some Smurfs.
You got Smurfs. Ooh.
There's another Slaughter Otter test drawing.
To do a throwback to his episode, is there any like Cocoa Puffs on any of those drawings?
No, I was a little bit disappointed, but I couldn't really get mad. He sent me this awesome one too. It's a like a 8x10.
Nice.
It's
Oh,
That's
Alley
cool.
Cat versus Alley Cat.
Alley
Turned
Cat
out awesome.
boxing.
I'm trying to find my Archie artwork to show off, but I have this giant stack of crap. You know how when you're working on stuff, like
Yeah.
everything just piles up, and then when you're done with that project, you clean, and then you get to start a new project in a clean space.
Yes.
I haven't been able to do that for the last year.
uh-oh.
Does it drive you as bonkers crazy as it drives me to have like your work area just full of filth?
Yes. I hate it because if I like adjust in my seat, like 5 things on my desk almost fall over.
So
I did
my
track down a bunch of Love and Rockets comics though,
oh, that's cool.
because the Hernandez are the best comic artists in the world.
Yes, they are.
Ah, there's one. There's my Life of Riley original page from Jeff Schultz.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, wow.
So I got that's page 1. I have the issue here somewhere.
And partially inked.
It's all inked. He did the lettering digitally, so at the top in pencil it says, "When lightning strikes, it kind of hurts," because that was the title of the issue.
Oh, okay.
Oh, where are you, Christmas? What's that? What's this? This is Slaughter Otter artwork. What?
That was
The heck?
that was an awesome, like perfect Jack Skellington impression there.
Yeah.
What's this?
Bum, 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 bum. What's this? Ra-pa-pa-pee-pew. I got my gigantic Berserk Deluxe Edition book number 1 as a
Ooh,
bookmark.
Ooh, nice.
it's all
Because I was
backwards.
like, I was buying all the little tiny versions, and it got to the point where I have up to number 9, and then all the bookstores after that just have like number 41.
Oh.
So I'm just like, well, I guess I'm not gonna track all those down. Oh my gosh, all my Rob Liefeld books. Ugh. So much Liefeld.
We
Henry
had
Hammond.
a moment like that today. My youngest is in 5th grade, so last year of elementary school. I picked up my daughter early. She's in 10th grade. We went to his school because they were having the Scholastic Book Fair, and he said, "Can you come to the book fair before it closes? It's going to be my last book fair." And
Oh,
she stopped. So since she was with us, she ended up seeing a book that she wanted, but it was not the first in the series.
uh-huh.
And so she's like, "No, I'm never going to track down the first, and I'm not going to miss it." So ended up just skipping.
Don't you guys have the internet?
Yes, but she's she is not willing to put in the effort to look for it. So
That's why I'm not putting numbers on Rice Christopher. They're just individual specials, and you can read them in any order, so that if one of the prints runs out or something, it's not going to stop someone from getting the other one.
heck yeah.
For our next series that we're gonna do, we're gonna design a graphic to put on like at the beginning of another story arc, so it has like a good spot to hop in, something like that.
Right.
The new Ninja Turtles books are doing that, and I think Marvel tried to do something like it, but it was really confusing, or they were doing like issue number 300.5 or something, or 0.1.
I feel like Marvel's been doing that for decades.
Yeah,
Like,
Marvel, I think there was something too that was like issue 17, but then it had a big number 1 on it as well.
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. It's like that doesn't work nearly as good as you think it does, Marvel. At least for me.
Checking in on some drawings. I'm seeing some more Blue Scar, as we saw in the last episode with Lavi. D-Brad
That's awesome.
Blue Scar. Jamie Cosley. JamieCosley.com.
A couple.
Shout out to Lavi.
And shout out to Art Baltazar for the .com.
Shout out to Absolute Batman number 4 with the Francesco Francavilla cover.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Who is not 75 years old, I found out.
No?
It's funny, if you Google him,
Yeah.
it will tell you that he is roughly 75 years old. And I'm
Roughly.
just like,
Okay. Well, what's his real age then?
nobody, I don't know. I can't get him to tell me. He just like does a laugh emoji every time I point it out to him that he's 75.
I think he's younger than Eric Marshall.
Like for being 75 and his first published like comic book work in the United States was in like 2004. He got a really late start.
Mm-hmm.
Troy, take a look at your drawing there. We got some Venom. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yep. I started this maybe a month ago and just never finished. So finishing it now.
Yay.
Also, the last Venom movie is on Netflix, so we're gonna watch it tomorrow.
It's on Prime here in Canada for you Canadian viewers.
Nice. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen any of the Venom movies.
I like parts of the Venom movies. I kind of enjoy the Venom and Eddie banter. That's kind of fun.
Yes.
But I found like the second one like too crazy. Like it's like what? It was like insane. It was like maybe I need to watch it again. But I was like, what is this?
My kids like them, and they're not into comics at all, but
Yeah.
they like the Venom movies. So
Yeah. Well, I want to see that Venom horse. So,
Yeah.
crazy.
That's the thing. Surprisingly, I didn't see the third one in theaters. Normally, I see everything, but that one got away from me. So I look forward to see it mostly for that Venom horse. So.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a substitute for like the Venom T-Rex that was in what Old Man Logan comic, I think.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder if that was their way of like, oh, let's do a Venom horse.
don't know anything about the Venom horse, but my kids walk around the house singing some Eminem song. I guess Eminem did a Venom song.
Oh yeah.
So when they found out that the movie was coming out in short order over on Netflix, they started singing this stupid damn Eminem song nonstop. So hopefully that will stop after we watch it tomorrow.
Probably not.
I think I'm calling it on the this version of Powdered Toast Man here. Maybe I'll do some touch-ups before the final credits, but this is where I'm at with the more cartoony, different face of before I go to a more traditional expression. And
Very nice.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
And then jumping in on Matt Hansel when you have a moment, if you want to kind of hold it up and kind of see your progress here.
Yeah, we've got Two-Face and Batman's arm where he's punching him done. So now we're going to move on to inking the man himself, Batman.
Batman.
You're really fast.
Thank you.
Fast inker.
I found
Awesome.
I found the drawing that Art Baltazar did of me where I smell really bad.
Oh dear.
And I also found he drew a little gorilla for me, but for legal reasons he could only put gorilla once.
Right.
And then I found the original art for the cover of Happy Astronaut #1.
Oh,
Why
Very
can't we
blue.
see? Oh, it's blue line. Okay. Do you ink it digitally?
Yeah,
I got
it's
you.
faster. I found my perspective grids.
I don't know what that is.
Then I got Clip Studio Paint that has awesome perspective rulers built in. I'm trying.
One of my favorite things with Clip Studio with perspective is if you have a 3D figure that you're using
Mhm.
and you go to draw outside of that figure, it snaps it to the perspective line. So if you're drawing a background, it'll be in perspective.
Yeah, it's super awesome. I love it. I don't even use that. I just use AI.
I'm impressed by anybody that messes with perspective at all. I just fake it.
Oh, every time I do it, I'm cussing like the entire time. I hate perspective so much.
I actually Hammond had asked me a question about hey, just out of curiosity, what's your what's your page rates and things like that?
Mhm.
And I'm like, it depends. Do I have dang it, I'm trying to get the camera moving. I said it depends. Do I have to use a ruler? And he's like, yes, you have to use a ruler. I said, nah, I'm not interested.
He's a ruler.
Just can't do it.
$1 billion.
That's right. I have a piece of Art Baltazar original artwork. I'm gonna go get it. I want to share it.
I don't know what I did with my Archie artwork because I used to have it framed up on the walls, but I took it down to put prints and stuff.
Troy, you had the show and tell.
Yes. So Art sent me comps of this because he put some of my fan art in it.
Right.
Oh, cool.
And says, "Oh yeah, Troy," signed by Art Baltazar, and then on the back, he drew,
Oh yeah.
"Oh yeah, man, for yay or for you, Yagams Artie." It's one of my favorite. It's one of my two favorite comics that I own.
Is the other one Rice Christopher?
I'm sorry, but no. Hang on, I got it also on my spinner.
We're
Rice
gonna
Christopher reminds me of having COVID.
What test?
Rice Christopher. when I got my package from Anthony, I was sick in bed with COVID.
Thank you for clarifying, because putting that as a a promotional tagline is not going to work good.
You can put the blurb on the cover.
Yeah.
Anthony's comic reminds me of vomit.
Matt Rodgers says
it's as great as COVID.
Reminds me of COVID.
This is my other favorite comic I have, personalized from Keith Giffen.
Fair enough.
Nice.
That was when I met him. I met him about a year before he passed.
I got a book at the comic shop the other day that reminds me of his artwork. Have you ever heard of the it's called Long Cold Winter?
Nope.
This is the cover for it.
Oh.
It has like that really loose, like weird design, and that's exactly like how the interiors are.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me vibes of like how that trencher stuff looks, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like lots of bonus lines, as I like to call them.
That was cool.
I haven't read it yet. I just picked it up because the cover looked cool. But I mean, look at this mountain. Look at that. Look at that mountain.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Contour lines.
Yeah.
I just think it's great to have somebody, or to have the ability to evolve and change and try different things. That's really what I take away from from Keith Giffen is all these different experiments and different styles and everything.
Right.
Never becoming stagnant.
He challenged himself.
Yeah, nobody likes a stagnant idiot. Right?
Sure.
That's the
Stagnant
actually
idiot.
that's the one thing I do fear as an artist is stagnation. So Keith Griffin was always good for that, as like you point out, that always trying something new.
See, a lot
Yes.
of times those stagnant people get saved by advancements in technology. Like if you look at like Youngblood #1 and then look at the stuff Rob Liefeld's doing now, his art style is exactly the same, but the colorists are able to do so much
Yes.
more now than they did that it makes it look amazing.
Yeah, that's very true.
His stuff,
Um,
yeah. I
but
found out because he got the rights back to Youngblood and he's doing a Youngblood #1 and he's continuing on with it. It's all
Oh.
going to be self-published and self-distributed. You can only get it from his Whatnot shop.
Oh wow.
How did he lose rights to it before? Wasn't it like an Image comic?
It was, but then like somebody else, it had something to do with
It had to do
I
with the
can't
movie rights, wasn't it?
yeah, and then it had something to do with the publisher, or not publisher, the distributor. It was something weird. Some other guy owned the rights to Youngblood until like late last year,
Interesting.
and he got them back. He hasn't
Rob,
done a Youngblood issue in 16 years, he said on his podcast today.
wow. I'm glad he got it back because that's one of the few things that I would really like to see him do.
Yeah, he's doing a artist edition that has like Youngblood issues like 1 through 5, oversized scans of the art pages,
Hmm.
and it's like $280, so I didn't buy it.
Nope, me either. I wouldn't touch it.
I thought it was bad when I spent $120 on the Ed Piskor Studio Edition book.
Yeah. I used to, people kind of pick on him and everything. I used to idolize that guy as a kid.
Yeah, he's
Um,
awesome.
my mom took me to this place in Florida. It's called Zeno's Comics, and they were doing it during the Extreme Studios tours.
Right.
They had him and a whole bunch of other people, and he hung out afterwards taking pictures with kids. And my mom was like, "Do you want to go and take a picture with him?" And I'm like, I can't even ask him. No, it's okay, Mom. Let's go, let's go.
Let's just get out of
Like,
here.
like I got there, I got in front of him, and I'm like, I like your comics. It's like all I can say. But like I idolized him when I was younger. He was.
Dude, he's doing books now. There's 3 of them out, and it's called Last Blood.
Hmm.
And it is his extreme characters 30 years later.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So he's doing all that stuff again. Did you see the last issue of Deadpool that he did? The Deadpool team up book?
Nah.
It's his, he says that it's going to be his last work ever with Marvel because he's like retiring soon because he's had some health problems or whatever. But
And he's mad at Marvel too.
yeah, and he's mad at Marvel because they snubbed him pretty badly about some stuff. But he put himself in it. Like Rob Liefeld is in the last issue.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Yes.
one character that was like fighting with Deadpool like takes his helmet off and it's Rob Liefeld and he like has a conversation with Deadpool.
so Marvel
That's
owns
wild.
Marvel owns it now.
I
Huh?
didn't know. I didn't know he had health issues. I'm sorry to hear that. Sucks.
Yeah, he said that he would rather go out when he's still good as opposed to a lot of the people that he sees putting out subpar work because when you get older your eyes go and your motor skills go and he said that he probably has another 4 or 5 years left in him of putting out like good quality work and he just wants to go out that way. And I guess he
Mhm.
had I might not get the details right, but I think he had shingles
Oh yeah.
Okay.
and it was like really, really bad. Like
Hmm.
his whole body hurt and like he couldn't draw, and that's kind of what pushed him to be like, I need to set an end date for this stuff because
Hmm.
woo. But
Yeah.
speaking
I
of
st
stagnant, you guys getting Hush too?
Hush
Is
too.
it out yet?
Hush also.
No, but I think it comes out soon. I've seen all the covers for it and the really bad logo for it.
Oh, I haven't seen any of that yet.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Lee still got it, man. I was joking about the stagnant thing. The artwork's amazing in it. I'm just not planning on it being finished.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
But no, the logo is so bad because it's just the normal Batman logo and then the word hush. But over the U in hush is like a spray painted red number 2. So
Oh,
Oh,
it looks
that's
like it
weird.
says Hatouche.
Yeah.
It's like,
Speaking of whatnot, 8 minutes ago, Matt Hansel, you have some whatnot news.
Yes, I have a Whatnot channel. um, it's under Hansel Studios, I believe. And I have not done any broadcasting or anything like that. I have a few pieces for sale in the store, but I'm thinking this weekend I might try a example broadcast, just a trial run.
I'm
nice.
not familiar with Whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like a sales site, right? That's the best way to describe it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like you can set up a store on it where people can order it whenever, like a 24/7 store. But then you can also like go live and you can broadcast yourself and like you have
Oh,
a chat room and the people can like request commissions or you can do live auction kind of stuff where you like show off the item and people can like put bids in on it.
okay.
Like it's pretty interesting. I've only watched like a couple of people on it, and one of them was Alejandro, and he had maybe like 15 people. And I watched one of Rob Liefeld's, and he had like 700 people in there, so it was like completely insane.
Wow.
But it's really neat. It's one of those things that I want to do, but I'm just like, when would I ever get a chance to do that?
So is it an app you have to have downloaded?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. It's free. It's free though, so that's good. Yeah, then you just basically like subscribe to people. I mean, it has everything. Like there's comic guys on there. There's people who have like Funko Pop stores. People sell shoes, like the Air Jordans and stuff like that.
All right.
It's like the next evolution of like eBay kind of, you know.
It's like eBay Live or something almost.
Live. Okay.
Um, by the time this episode is posted, this Kickstarter project, good chance there it could be funded because it's currently at 90% at the time of this recording. But Matt Hansel, you're part of Tales from the Cryptic Closet
Is
number
it?
number 4.
It's at 90% now.
Yeah, it's at 90% with 9 days to
Nice,
go.
nice. When I checked earlier today, it was at 83%. So we've made a couple bucks. That's awesome.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
guys,
I did a short story with Ben Miller, who is one of the founders of Guerrilla Comics. I did a short story with him in a Dick Tracy comic strip kind of style.
Right.
So it looks visually very different than the rest of the book. But it was a fun little story. I can't say too much about it because it's only 5 pages and it's super easy to spoil it. But so I don't want to say too much. But it's about a detective and the devil, and it takes place in the 1920s. So I got to draw flapper girls and jazz club, and it's pretty cool.
you guys got a really nice write-up on CBR, I think I saw.
Yes, and I am told that's one of the first or the only times that they have reviewed an independent Kickstarter.
Oh wow. Heck yeah.
So they're very excited about that. So yes, so if this episode airs before that, I hope that everyone goes to the Kickstarter and if you can support it. And on March 12th, we'll a bunch of the Kickstarter people will be at Creative Comics in Griffith, Indiana, to do a little promotional shindig.
very cool.
Cool. Is Eric Wolfgang involved in that?
He is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that's who I saw shared the CBR article. That guy's involved with everything, I think.
Yeah,
He gets around, that's for sure.
yeah. With the 90%, 9 days to go, that still got to get that 10%, but it's definitely in a good position right now.
That's excellent news. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I decided to not do any proper Sharpie inks with this one as I go ahead with this powdered toast man. So I'm just kind of doing darker lines with colored pencil. But this one I finally found the color of the face that I wanted of the bread. So this one I got it compared to the other one, which still like how that one turned out, but the one right here that
that's very nice. Yeah.
it's the color I was going for until I grabbed the wrong one.
All right.
I love it.
But now there's two different ones. That's...
You have a variant.
There you
A one of one, if you will.
Toast.
Come on, puppy. Come on, over here. Get down here. Over here. There you go.
I'm bringing voices.
Trading places?
I think he said he's hearing voices.
Yeah. No, Anthony, I said trading places.
Oh, yeah. He said Sudokus.
Like
D. Brad, is that a naked beast?
Yeah.
Is he? Come to think of it, I can't think of. Is he always just naked furry guy?
He's usually got the undies on.
Oh, does
Yeah,
he?
usually
right.
he has undies.
Yeah. Normally he's got a darker blue, like wrestling trunks on, basically like undies.
All right. I'll fix that.
And I'm sure there's versions like John Cassidy's version. Probably, I think he had the full length tights on, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I'll put a vase and some flowers.
Nice.
Have a bird flying by.
Yeah, a little bird right here.
Oh, bird.
I really like using light purple in my backgrounds.
It's a nice background color. I use it frequently.
Yeah, it's one of the colors in my set here that I realize I don't use for my characters. So then when I look at like what markers do I not use, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, light purple, that works good for my backgrounds.
Ever since I started reading Love and Rockets, I've been obsessed with 100% yellow.
Oh.
So I'm just like, I'm using it everywhere.
Like just different shades of it. Or values.
100% all the time. It's like yellow.
Yellow.
Love it. Purple is, I think, scientifically proven to sell more comic books too.
Really?
I believe it is, what's that guy's name? Schwartz from DC.
Oh, Julie Schwartz.
Yeah, I guess he wrote a list once back in the day that was like, if you want to sell a book, follow these rules. And it was like, put purple on the cover, put a monkey on the cover.
Yes.
A monkey.
Monkeys sell comic books.
Yeah,
that's when and DC then did a bunch of gorilla books.
Yeah.
Kongorilla #1. I think I bought that for Matt FIFE once as a joke. And then he was like, I already have it. So now I have a copy of Kongorilla #1.
Kongorilla.
Yeah, DC recently, I think within the last year or so, they had I forget the title, but it was just filled with monkey and banana puns. But there was a banana scented variant that we got.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And honestly, it was pretty good. I liked it.
I don't have my Post-its.
That's what you could do. D-Brad, over his area, you could just draw a Post-it.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Poor beast.
Future Anthony is watching his drawing closely in case I need to cut over to Matt Hansel or something. So.
Just trying out different things to put in front. Usually it's a plant.
I say leave it how it was. It's not all the time that you have an opportunity to really make some money on smart work.
Hey man, Chewbacca was naked and nobody cared.
That's right.
I cared.
Okay.
How you doing, Chewbacca?
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes stuff from that where it's like Peter Mayhew actually like screaming out the lines?
Yeah,
It's so awesome.
And David Prowse saying Darth Vader's lines in his kind of
Yeah.
higher British voice is hilarious. Especially because you think of Darth Vader, Director Krennic, and then it's Director Krennic.
Yeah.
It's like Mickey Mouse almost.
Oh,
Musketeers have big ears.
all right. So yeah, I think this is where I'm leaving the second powdered toast man before we start to look at wrapping up this episode. So yeah, I'll kind of show this off here. The first powdered toast man here, and the second powdered toast man with possible touch-ups after the recording.
All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, this powdered toast man little plush figure.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Look
it
at
is
that.
plush. Look at you.
Very plushy.
Look at me.
Look at you.
And then,
Anthony, you're so
because
cool.
he always flies backwards, right? That's how I think that's how he flies in the Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
The only thing I remember about Powdered Toast Man is the episode that Frank Zappa did the voice of the Pope.
I forgot about that.
I haven't seen Ren and Stimpy in forever. It's funny, it was actually like just to show how the difference in entertainment now. I was not allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy when I was a kid because my parents thought that it was too offensive.
Right. I can see that. Yeah.
Like, boy,
I
imagine what I'd be watching now.
I literally just had this conversation with my nephew the other night at dinner, talking about cartoons and stuff. And so when I was in early '90s Catholic grade school, The Simpsons was very popular, and then there was a rule that no Simpsons clothing could be worn at school.
Oh yeah.
And suddenly I looked at my closet and realized there went my entire wardrobe because I had nothing but like Bartman shirts.
Don't have a cowman? You have that shirt?
Which one?
The don't have a cowman?
I'm sure I had that. I had Air Bart, the Michael Jordan one. I had Bartman. So yeah, I pretty much, if they made it, I had it. But yeah, so suddenly I was just wearing our school's logo for shirts because I didn't have anything else. But
Did you have any of the bootleg Simpsons shirts that made Bart African American for some reason?
I had some bootleg one, not bootleg ones.
bootleg? Ooh,
But he was yellow, but the drawings looked like they were traced.
Ugh.
My grandfather wanted me to paint on the back of his fishing trailer, but he never got around to doing it. Bart Simpson, but Bart saying, what the hell are you looking at?
Right.
The famous Bart saying,
yeah.
which was pretty funny. My grandparents loved The Simpsons, even though my parents did not like it, but my grandparents loved it. They thought it was fantastic.
I had to make a story note in my file for bootleg because that sounds like a good like little location setting in a future comic. Just
Bootleg, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you just see a bunch of boots just kind of floating on top of the water.
Yeah. Sometimes
There you go.
mistakes can lead to inspiration.
That's
And
where Jason Sudeikis lives.
That's
yeah.
right. Bootleg.
And not to get too far off of The Simpsons, I'm glad I brought that up because at my last convention at Milwaukee Comic Con, I had, I think, my favorite in-person experience with a customer that I didn't know. And I would say maybe she was maybe 7-year-old girl, flipped through my sketch card binder. And there was a drawing that I did at the show. I don't have a picture of it here, so future Anthony will put this up. But I drew Homer Simpson as a donut. So the color of the
Yeah,
paint
right.
was sprinkles. So I drew Homer traditionally, but then colored him as if he was a donut. And and she was flipping through the cards and she was calling out like Captain Underpants and Dogman and all that. And
Yeah.
when she got to Homer, this is the best thing I've ever heard anybody react to anything. She
Yeah.
just goes, "It's Bart Simpson's dad." And I'm like, I was laughing. I'm thinking like just hearing him being referred to as Bart Simpson's dad. And I'm like, you know what? That is Bart Simpson's dad.
It's true. Yeah.
And like just hearing him being referred to as that was hilarious. And now that whenever I draw anything Simpsons related, it's just going to be like, oh, that's that's Bart Simpson's mom, or that's Bart Simpson's sister, and it's just going to be like oh, that's Bart's dog. So just just the fact of that little girl noticing that and saying that's Bart Simpson's dad. So
That's
Think
cute.
she buy it?
Like a cute moment.
Yeah.
all right, excellent. So yes, Troy, I know you sent the picture over, but do you have it handy to kind of show off the what you drew with that Venom piece?
Yes.
As we kind of roll into the station here, taking a good look at the Venom. Nice.
And I didn't turn the camera because I didn't know how it was going to work out. But earlier today, you had mentioned that I don't know her real name, but Pinup Palmer on Instagram had liked one of your things. And so
Oh yeah.
I decided to draw a cartoon version of Pinup Palmer. I haven't finished it or decided if it was good enough to share yet, but there it is in progress. So we'll see if it's good enough to share later.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
She's on YouTube as well. Does little shorts and skits and whatever you call them as different characters. So she's not always I don't think she's Svengoolie on that one at all. She has other characters she plays.
Yeah, but she does seem to genuinely like the creature feature stuff,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, she liked Anthony's creature. Right, Anthony?
Whoa.
That is true. So Sarah Palmer is who we're referring to. Um, but yeah, posted the some art into the Creature from the Black Lagoon fan group, and all of a sudden I saw Sarah Palmer's name pop up, and I'm just like, I recognize that name, and then it was Gwen Gooley herself.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So yeah, that's cool to see that piece there that Troy's working on, and
She should have her own comic. Forget
Yes.
forget Svengoolie having his own comic, and I don't mean Gwen Gooley. I mean her as a
yeah,
her own thing, not derivative of. I mean, she's into the creature feature stuff. I mean,
yeah.
She
she
could be
have-
like Elvira,
Yeah.
And then to connect all of the threads from tonight, Elvira recently, as of today, posted a fan art Friday of Becca Whitaker's Elvira.
Oh, really?
Yep. And Becca shared it, and it's just like she was flabbergasted that and she was like, I was even wearing an Elvira shirt today too, and then all of a sudden she just got the notification that Elvira was sharing her art, and that was awesome.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
viral.
based on, I'll mention this because we mentioned Becca Whitaker as well. Becca's Bombshells. Some of her art is a little more for some mature audiences. Some of it is, so just giving that warning for anybody who's checking out Cartoonist by Night. But Becca does beautiful work, and currently she has her doing her first art book, and something that she's been asked about for years. Her fans kind of demanding it. She kind of looked through at some prices, and she's kind of doing her own personal pre-order type thing to cover the printing of this, and so I'm guessing it's going to be something that she'll have X amount of copies, probably beyond pre-order numbers too. But if you're aware of her and want to check out her work, you can always, even if this is being posted after the fact that she's taken pre-orders, I'm sure she'll probably have copies. But she is doing the art book, and there's a couple different tiers to get the book and stickers and prints and all that. And one of them, there was a black and white drawing and a colored drawing original sketch from her. And so I got the black and white one, and this will call back to our Cartoonist by Night thread of asking people of what gender bend cartoon character I requested for the black and white drawing from Becca Whitaker. So does anybody have any guess on what I would, knowing me and my taste, if there's a way to gender bend a cartoon character?
Oh, is it a cartoon character?
Yep.
Okay, so it's not Weird Al.
What about Beetle Bailey?
Or my real guess, okay, we're all going to go around. So you guess Beetle Bailey. My guess is Mr. Piggy.
Mr. Piggy.
Who's Mr. Piggy?
It's Miss Piggy.
Oh,
the dude.
That's
okay. I'm okay. Now I understand now.
So yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe Hansel's right with Beetle Bailey. Troy, do you have a guess?
Is it a female Galactus or Silver Surfer? Well, there is a female Silver Surfer. That's not really a gender bit.
That's true.
True.
But maybe
No, I don't have a guess.
I think it is that.
I think
The
so.
Silver Surfer. Yeah. Actually,
then-
or Madman.
Ooh, yes, that's a good one. Mad
Woman.
A woman with a lightning bolt scar.
Since Fife isn't here to answer, I'll give his answer what he answered in the thread. He asked, "Is it me?" So, so Matt Fife guessed a gender bent version of Matt Fife. We have Beetle Bailey. We have female Galactus, female Surfer. We've got Mr. Piggy. Those are all the guesses. Well, would you know that the real answer was just under my nose the entire
Oh,
time?
Rice Krispie.
No, it's
Powder.
Oh, it's Powdered Toast Man.
Oh, Powdered Toast Man. Oh.
And that's what led me to realize I'm going to draw Powdered Toast Man, because I sent that to her. I gave her two options because I'm like, my first option is Powdered Toast Man as a woman, unless you don't want to draw that just for any, like, I don't want to draw that. Even though I knew that would probably be up her alley. The other one I said would be Vampironica from the Archie horror series.
Oh, yeah.
But her reply was, I will absolutely draw the Powdered Toast Woman, and that is one of the best suggestions I've ever gotten.
Nice.
Because she's done a lot of like gender bend cereal mascots and such, and there's a lot of gorgeous work out there, and so I thought that Powdered Toast Man fit into that category pretty well.
Yeah, good idea.
So yeah, anyways, that's my promotion of her work, and that ties up all the threads we were talking about, mentioning, everybody.
Heck yeah, dude.
Blue Scar, we got some more Blue Scar, as he took it off, as I mentioned. There it is. Blue Scar there, awesome, great.
I'd be jumping over his sidekick, but I have to do some fixes on the sidekick.
Excellent. JamieCosley.com.
There seems to be a theme in my drawings today, if you noticed. I didn't mean that, though.
Yeah. Matt Hansel, if you want to give us another look at how.
Yeah, I got it finished. We got Batman finished, so we have Batman versus Two-Face. Batman giving him a nice right punch right to the jaw.
Ouch.
The best.
Well, at least it was on his bad side.
Yes. He wouldn't punch Harvey. It would only punch Two-Face.
Yeah.
And out of curiosity, with you doing a lot of these kind of recreations and studies, do you ever go to the coloring level, or do you always kind of leave them at a black and white ink?
I haven't gone to the coloring level yet, but after I get a bunch of more of these done, I am going to talk to Zia Adams, Neil's daughter, and see if she'll teach me how to color the continuity way.
Oh.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I kind of worked together with her in a weird, separate way.
Oh, you did?
Kind of. We both
Oh,
did
wow.
a variant cover for Squish and Squash #1.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she did one. It was like, I guess it's her first like published comic book work?
Probably on her. She's colored her dad's work for years, but probably her first solo work or something.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It turned out really, really awesome. And then they just got, I think they got picked up. I don't know if it's, well, maybe they haven't got picked up, but they did an animated thing and it was like shown to a crowd at a convention and it went over really well. And
Is it
that's
Bucky O'Hare?
No, it's
Then a
for
Squish and Squash.
Squish and
Oh,
Squash.
Squish and Squash. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like,
Super fun book.
I did a variant cover for the first issue. So am I famous now?
You should be.
You're famous.
It's an excellent
counts, right?
book.
Are you not famous, Matt? You know, I think you are. I
Well,
think that's saying.
Well, as we bring this into the station here, D. Brad, do you have to run out before I go into these promos, or are you good yet?
Yeah, I'll have to go now.
Okay. So yeah, before I go into the promo, we will wish D. Brad well wishes into the night or the early afternoon, based on where he's at. But yeah, thank you, D. Brad, hanging out with us, and cool to see someone with Blue Scar.
Always good to see you, sir. Hope you have a good day.
Good to see you all too, and good to see you again, Matt.
Good to see you too. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Anyway, so yeah,
I feel like my camera keeps getting closer.
I can read like the dates on all of those books back there and when they were printed. That's how
You can
close.
see my Tesla book back there. It goes well with my Tesla tattoo.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw-
I got my Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, very cool.
It's the one that says totally indifferent.
Ooh.
That's me.
Are you totally indifferent?
Generally, I try to be. Who cares?
Jump over to Matt Hansel if there's anything you'd like to promote this episode. Let me just look at the date here just in case, because you did mention the thing that's coming up on Wednesday, but that will have passed.
Okay, that's fine.
So anything after March 14th that you kind of want to talk about? Anything to promote?
Sure. The Kickstarter goes till March 17th. So that's got a couple more days and it's 90% funded. So that's really awesome. And then also townshipcomicstrip.com. On March 16th, we start our next story. And if you go to the website, townshipcomicstrip.com, you can buy the first book. Is available already as well.
Nice.
And then we mentioned the Whatnot news, so they can follow you.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks for plugging that.
Of course. And let's see here. I have a stack of books. We talked about Jungle Drama, Salty Beaches, which would be the most recent comic release with Troy's name on it, but he'll often throw all the praise over to the other creators on the book with Danny Harrell and Eric Marshall and Natsuki. So yeah, check out Jungle Drama, Salty Beaches. A lot of fun covers out there as well for a fun comic there. Slaughter Otter #2 is out there on the shelves. Once again, showing off one of the fancy shiny covers in case anybody wants to splurge on one of those. But plenty other cover choices as well, as Matt Rodgers is holding up some of those other ones that are available from not only from himself but our talented friends who've all contributed awesome artwork there, going through all of those amazing covers. And we definitely urge you to pre-order issue #3 of Slaughter Otter, which is scheduled for May release, I believe.
Yeah, I think May 28th is when that comes out.
So definitely,
and it'll actually be on time since it's through Lunar.
There we go. Reach out to your local comic book shop if you don't have one near you, or one that maybe they ship comics out to you. Check out your local or your preferred online retailers. Go to keenspotshop.com. Get those pre-orders in for issue #3 of Slaughter Otter.
Yeah.
Then as I announced on the last episode, hanging out with Lavi, not only do I have the First Rice Christopher, the Wednesday afternoon special, but also now my second comic book, which is Rice Christopher, the Pineapple Holiday Special. Both
Yeah.
are fully in stock, $5 a piece, fun all ages comic books. Reach out to me. The information's in the show notes. Otherwise, latchkeykid@gmail.com, LAATSCH, if you want to get those. And all the information for upcoming appearances from our Cartoonist by Night cast is in the credits afterwards. And give a shout out to a new little voice that's going to be part of the post credit scene, Lavi, who usually will apologize for all of the giggles that she delivers in these episodes that she's been on. And I was able to extract one of those giggles to keep it going on for all of eternity in the post credits. So her laugh is now part of our closing credits.
Awesome.
So yeah,
She seems pretty great. I've missed both episodes with her. I hate that, but hopefully we'll have her on again and I'll get to be part of it.
she did fulfill the 2-time appearance contract, so we do have to re-up with her and hopefully meet her deal to have her bring on, come back for a third episode. So
That's always the challenge.
But you know what's not the challenge? Subscribing to Cartoonist by Night if you happen to stumble upon this episode.
Yes.
Maybe checking in for Matt Hansel. Subscribe to Cartoonist by Night. We have, I think, over 30 episodes at this point. I've lost track, but there is lots and lots of hours. 30 episodes times 2 hours, basically, plus more. So there's a lot of content out there. Great guest hanging out. Oh, that is awesome. I think...
Oh, very cool.
Like, I guess a poison drink in a graveyard. That's like a classic thing to do, I guess.
Before you go ahead and post that on Instagram saying it's available for purchase, I'm going to urge you to not do that, and we can talk afterwards. Because, yep, I think I want that. So, so I think that's all I have to say. It was fun hanging out for another chilling and relaxing episode. It's great to have Matt Hansel join us once again.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun as always.
Great.
Yeah.
And since we've been drawing into the night, we've drawn so much that we realize that the sun is starting to come up. So I guess it's time to get back to our day jobs. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
You got it. Can't get things closed.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Okay.
Okay.
I was crossing my eyes.